Good morning, everyone. I just got off duty and I'm going to head to Tampa to go get my body fat tested and my metabolic rate tested at DexaFit Tampa. I'm going to take you along for the ride and meet up with Jenny, and we're going to talk about exactly what these tests do, and I hope you guys get a lot out of it. See you there.
Ooh, they think I've got no reason to give myself a right to share what I believe in. Ooh, they say I've got
The only thing that really sucks is the first time I ever did it, obviously for testing resting metabolic rate, you can't eat or drink coffee beforehand. So every time that you go for the test, you want to have the same parameters. So you want to go early in the morning if you went at that time, the first time. Obviously no coffee, no food if you're testing your resting metabolic rate. So we had a few calls last night at work, and coffee would be real nice this morning, but as soon as I get my resting metabolic rate tested, I can get some coffee and life will be good. Such a tease. I want coffee. If I was first coming in, I've never been here before. Explain to me what tests are done here.
We have 4 primary tests: the DEXA body composition scan, then 2 metabolic testing. One is the resting metabolic, determine your calories burned at rest. The other is a VO2 max, which we use to determine, of course, the VO2 max, but along with that, calories burned during a workout, whether you're in a sugar burning zone / carb burning zone, or in a fat burning zone. Generally, on your lower intensity workouts, you burn fat. On your higher intensity, you burn more sugar and carbohydrates.
Why is it more important to do a DEXA scan or measure your body fat instead of just weighing on the scale and seeing scale weight change?
The way I've always tried to explain it is a scale is like a one-dimensional number. It's just a single number, and you don't know what it consists of. The DEXA is an accurate body composition scan where you get that one-dimensional number of weight, but then it'll then break it into 3 categories, which is fat pounds, lean pounds, and bone. So when it uses the x-rays to scan you, it'll break down exactly what is bone, exactly what is fat, and then the rest of the body, that's your organs, tendons, ligaments, muscle, all that good stuff gets put in the lean category.
Okay.
So it makes it so that as you track progress, you will see if you're gaining muscle, losing fat, or so on and so forth. That way, depending on what your goals are, you're hitting them without either sacrificing muscle or putting on fat on muscle. Just doing everything efficiently.
Right. Got me my coffee, even though it's 90 degrees outside. Love me some coffee. Roast of the day with 2 pumps sugar-free vanilla and a little bit of non-fat milk. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my results. Let's start on November 14th of 2016. I weighed 138 pounds. My fat mass was 43.8. My lean was 89.1. My visceral fat was 0.35. I was eating 1,200 calories a day, and my resting metabolic rate was 994, which is pretty low. Switched to about 2 months later, January 31st of 2017. I dropped about a pound. I went from 138 to 137.1. My fat mass went up because I upped my calories. So I jumped up to 45.2. My lean mass went down to 86.7. Visceral fat went up a little bit to 0.52. I jumped from 1,200 calories a day to 1,800 calories a day. So that was a big increase, and my resting metabolic rate went from 994 to 1,440, which is a huge jump. Like, that was amazing. And that was, we figured that was pretty much my maintenance zone, because the next test in May 24th, 2017, I only gained 0.1 pounds. So I knew from that point in time that was around my maintenance of where I was. My fat mass went down a good amount to 41.1. My lean went up to 91.2, which is great. My visceral fat dropped a lot to 0.16. I kept 1,800 calories a day, and didn't do a resting metabolic rate test at that point in time because I didn't change or alter my calories. So that was May 24th, and then the last test that I got was a few days ago, which was September 21st of 2017. I dropped from 137.2 to 132.1. That was a decent drop in weight. Unfortunately, my fat mass did go down a little bit to 39.0. My lean mass went down as well, which lean mass could be anything other than fat or bone. So it could be organs, it could be water weight, it could be tendons, ligaments, anything like that, anything that's not fat or bone. So that number isn't going to be the end all be all of everything. So I dropped a little bit in lean mass to 88.2. My visceral fat went all the way down to 0.06. So my visceral fat was awesome. I dropped to 1,600 calories a day over the portion of those past 4 months. So I dropped to 1,700 calories in about a month and a half, and I was still losing on that. And then once I plateaued at about 135 pounds is when I dropped to 1,600 calories about 3 weeks ago. And that's when I dropped to 132 fairly quickly. I also got a resting metabolic rate test, and it dropped from 1440 to 1325. So that's not that big of a drop for decreasing my calories. It's still pretty decent. Overall, I'm very happy with my test results. I think that I'm going to start eating a little more calories and try and up my metabolic rate, especially for football season. So I will probably go back in February and try another test and see if I've put on some lean muscle, and we'll see where we go from here. I hope you guys got some good information out of this. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment below. Make sure you like the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
I said I'm moving too fast, didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't shining like it's neon, rock like kings of Leon.
My lips are chapped real bad. Gosh. Traffic, looking for my chapstick. Don't mind this freaking hot mess of hair that is on my head. Ugh. So long. I'm getting it cut soon. Getting it all cut, all off. but it is a hot mess.